The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Happy Hour. You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
Well, hello there. How's it going? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. And for the next hour, my goal in life is to change the way you think about things. For the next hour, my goal is to entertain you. Maybe you're at home and your girlfriend is driving you crazy. And you need something to listen to make time go by and she's just bitching at you. I hope my show can do that. Or maybe you're in traffic and you just need a way for time to go by. I want Happy Hour to be that outlet where time goes by. And if you're listening live and you want to get into contact with me, trust me when I say it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio, and I will be sure to see your tweets in real time and via the Hoppy Radio app, which is in the Google Play and iPhone shop. Search up Happy Radio. There you can hear all 60 of my interviews since July, and you can also chat me live via the feature where you can listen live. We have so much to get into, but I want to give a shout out to one of my fans and a podcast I've been on, the Losers Podcast with Devin Merchant. And the thing is, when I went on it like 2 weeks ago, I thought the kid was my age or maybe even older. But when I use the word kid, it actually makes sense. So me and him talk a lot, and I give him advice, even though I'm trying to make it in radio. Of course, I'll help anybody that wants advice from me. And he goes, do you know how old I am? And I'm thinking, 25? He's 16 years old. And his show is legit. He has talent. And that messed with my mind. Because I'm 6 years older than him. He was born in 1999. He was 2 years old when 9/11 happened. I don't know about you guys, but that messed with my mind. I can't even get over the fact that people who are young right now were born after 2000. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that literally messed with my mind. Like, when I got laid last month, it was to a girl that was 9 years older than me. So now I see why she doesn't talk to me anymore. It's just weird how when you get older, the kids that are younger than you and the kids that are in high school end up being more younger because time keeps on going by. Like, I keep thinking I'm just 2 years removed from high school. It's going on 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. That just messed with my mind. Can't get over it. All right, I saw this headline. And this is nothing more than a pathetic reach for a PR stunt. And frankly, it's working. It's some show called Married at First Sight. And when you hear it, you would think it'd be on TLC or some network where people watch it and it gets ratings, this and that. No. It's on some network called FYI. Trust me, I've never heard of it. Most of America hasn't heard of it. So what I'm getting at is it makes sense that they would have this scumbag piece of dirt type of a publicity stunt. It's ridiculous. Well, first of all, anybody that watches a show called Married at First Sight has the combined IQ of a dead rat if you actually find something like this entertaining. I don't get why women get into it. Like, we get into scripted shows, us men, Breaking Bad, The Wire, but why do women get into these scripted shows that are fake? At least The Wire is good when it's scripted. These shows are fake. And if any girls out there think this is real, come on. Do you really think that Married at First Sight is a real show or anything on TLC or MTV? I mean, come on. So I saw this headline, and it's sickening that on the Daily Mail, this was top news. We are falling for idiocracy if we think this is real news. And you're going to say, but Hoppy, why are you covering it? If you don't think it's real news, why are you covering it, Hoppy? Because no one's saying anything. They're falling for it. God, are we dumb? Married at first sight person whose wife won't kiss him, left devastated after she admits she had been avoiding all physical intimacy because she doesn't find him attractive. And this dude, I was watching a clip of it, he's all disappointed and heartbroken that some girl that he married from a reality show called Married at First Sight, where he hasn't married her or met her before until they got married, he's surprised that she wants nothing to do with him. You are getting married to somebody who is as shallow as a kiddie pool. If they are getting married via a reality show on FYI, what are you expecting when it's a show called Married at First Sight? Did you think you're going to have a great marriage and live happily ever after? This dude's 29 years old. You have a better chance of finding your soulmate on Bumble or Tinder than some scumbag show called Married at First Sight, you dummy. And it says here that he doesn't physically resemble what she was into. Of course they're not going to give you what you want. I'm assuming Ashley Doherty, that when they ask what are you into, blue eyes, muscles, they give you the opposite for ratings. So why are you shocked that you're not getting the man of your dreams on this show? Ridiculous. And this is front page news. God damn it. And it says here that the show's resident psychologist told Ashley she was putting too much emphasis on physical attraction. The expert also advised David to remove any pressure for physical intimacy or sexual affection. Of course he's going to have pressure on that. They are married. Catholics wait until they're married to have sex. I'm not saying they're Catholic, but that's what you're supposed to do after you tie the knot. You're supposed to bang each other out. Of course he's putting pressure on it. He's married now. What a dumb show. Oh my God, he's putting pressure on her because he wants to have sex with the woman that he married. And she's mad at him? What did you expect when you're marrying some dude who's so desperate and so alone that he's trying to get a girl through a reality show on FYI? Did you think that he would wait until, oh wait, marriage, you dummy? You brain dead, shallow imbecile? If you're all about looks, did you think it was going to work? Meeting somebody on Married at First Sight? Ridiculous. I got to tweet out this picture. They're on the separate ends of the couch, and you can just tell by her look that she has no attraction to him. Because for us men, we will bang anything that walks. We are always attracted to women. We'll see a hot girl, we're like, oh my God, is she hot? But girls are picky. Like tonight, I was out at the Bone event with my friend Saba, who works here at the Bone, and she's using Tinder, and she's being a girl where she's swiping right to who she's attracted to, which is fine. That's what girls do. But I'm thinking us guys swipe right on anything that we can get. So it makes sense that she's not attracted to you, dude. It makes sense because they're not just going to sleep with you if they don't find you attractive. So I don't know what he was thinking was going to happen. And I don't know what she was thinking. If you've never met him before, this isn't a first date. This is, if you've never met him, you're expecting to be attracted to him by a marriage that was set up by a TV show, you dummies. She feels that she wasn't pressured and she didn't have enough time to prepare because there isn't any chemistry. Of course there isn't any chemistry, you imbecile. It's a reality show where you marry a person that you just met 2 seconds ago. Of course there's no intimacy. Of course there's no time to figure out if you're attracted to them or not. It's a first date where you get married. She says tearfully, 3 weeks in, I should be comfortable with like that sort of thing. I am trying to be attracted to him, but I'm not. Of course you're not. You're such an imbecile. You are such a dummy that you're meeting somebody through a reality show because your whole life you've had guys that have wanted to marry you. You've had guys that have treated you well. You've had guys that have been in love with you, but nothing's good enough. You're never able to find Prince Charming because every good guy that's been in front of you, honey, you've gotten rid of. Every good guy that's been around you that would have treated you well, they weren't good enough for you. So then you think going on some reality show, you're going to find Prince Charming. Of course they're going to mess with you. It's for ratings. Do you think they're going to give you what you wanted? Even if they gave you what you wanted and it was a perfect scenario, this dumbass would have found something wrong with him. This show represents what's wrong when it comes to women in 2016. They're all about looks. They're all about muscle. And I'm not saying that a woman should be forced to like somebody because of their personality, but it's ridiculous that she's wondering why she's 28 years old going on 30. The clock's ticking and she can't find anybody. I'm not saying you need to settle, but she represents women that just get so picky and they make you do these activities to get along. And he seems surprised. And he seems baffled that she's not attracted to him. It's like, if a girl's not into you, she never will be. I just don't know. She thought it was going to work, and he thought he was going to meet a girl by his first sight. You look at him, he has a beer gut. I'm not saying he's ugly, but what did you expect, bro? I don't know. This just cracks me up. I saw this headline, and it was all over the news, and I just could not believe that we were talking about it this in-depthly. And you're going to say, Hoppy, why are you talking about it? Because it's in the news, and I'm trashing the imbeciles who fall for it. TMZ, Entertainment Tonight, they're all treating it like actual news. Man, do the TV networks have us good. Man, are we screwed when we fall for this. Ridiculous. All right, here's what's coming up next on Happy Hour.
Next on Happy Hour.
All right, here's what's coming up next on Happy Hour. Now, I didn't always fit in high school, and when I say not always, I never really did fit in high school, and I was made fun of, but I never was pissed on, had blood on me and feces, and there was a freshman in high school who was hazed by having himself be covered in blood, urine, and feces, and we will talk about that. Tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppy Radio, or if you're listening via the Hoppy Radio app, chat me so I know you're listening. We will be right back on Happy Hour. After this, hang on.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour. The outspoken millennial for his generation. You are tuned in to Happy Hour. I mean, it's just words, right? Tweet Hoppy at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Email him, ryan@hoppyradio.com, and give him a nice, sexy Snapchat at Hoppy Radio.
All right, welcome back to Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. We have so much to get into, so tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppy Radio, or if you're listening live via the Hoppy Radio app, which you can get in Google Play or the iPhone shop. Chat me live so I know you're listening. We have so much to get into. So, listen. I know in life that the whole thing of kids making fun of each other and bullying each other, I know that comes with life and it's never going to go away. But there's something where the age of the smartphone, the age of social media, the age of filming people and making fun of each other, the age of such shows like Jersey Shore being popular or BMS, Blue Mountain, the show. It's so cool now to be in a frat. You have movies about frat with hazing. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would hear about this type of hazing from a college. And I never thought I would hear about this from freshmen in high school. When I saw this hazing article from Deadspin, I was sickened. I was baffled that this would even happen. How are you so rotten at the age of 14 that you would do this? You are going nowhere in life if at the age of 14 or whatever you are when you're a freshman in high school, if you would have the audacity and the guts to do this to someone else. Your parents must be out of touch imbeciles who are your best friend, who have never scolded you. If you would haze a freshman by covering him in blood, urine, and feces. Trust me when I say, I know you have time to grow up. Trust me when I say, I know you're just freshmen in high school and you were born in the year 2000, but trust me, you're going nowhere in life. No one will ever love you for who you are because you have the personality of the turd that's in my cat's litter box. Trust me when I say you're not very intelligent and you're not very likable, so you won't make it far. If you think it's a good idea and you think it's cool to cover freshmen in urine, blood, and feces, and trust me when I say you will never find a woman that loves you for who you are, because you are going to be as smart as how much you can lift when it comes to weights in the gym. And you're a pussy. You're not very strong. You will go nowhere in life if you're doing this at the age of 14. Because imagine how much worse it's going to get when they're 18 or they're 21. I'm not saying it'd be different if it was freshmen in college, but they're a year removed from 8th grade. They're not even old enough to have their license, and they're doing this? I mean, my God, are you dirty, rotten little bitches? ESPN's Outside the Lines has new details about what police say happened the night 3 high school basketball players are accused of attacking and sodomizing a teammate with a pool cue. Ooh, you guys are so tough. Watch out. Ooh, you guys are so powerful and so cool because you're up the high school chain because you play sports. Trust me. Time's going to fly by in high school. You're going to keep partying. You're going to get average grades, but you're not going to be good enough to play sports when it comes to going to a Division I school or playing the NBA, because the people who are good enough wouldn't be doing this. They would be focusing on being the best players they can be. So trust me, you're going nowhere in life because you're going to keep partying. You're going to experiment with ecstasy. You're going to go to an average college, get C's or B's, barely graduate, and then have a decent job the rest of your life. There's going to be no success in your life. If you're a freshman in high school and you are covering your teammate with urine, feces, and blood. They include a timeline of how the attack unfolded, how other kids were similarly hazed, how long coaches waited to report what happened, as well as the local prosecutor saying that the coaches found a 15-year-old player covered in blood, urine, and feces. And even before I get more into the article, you have to wonder how often things like this happen, and the coaches just turn a blind eye and they ignore it. You have to wonder how often the players that are doing this are the top tier players, and the coaches just pretend it's not happening because they want to win the state championship. And they have no character and no morals and no integrity, that they care about winning high school games than actually fixing the pathetic bullying by these pussies in the locker room. Ridiculous. I despise sports when it comes to players thinking they're above everyone because they're talented at sports. Ooh, cool. You were born with coordination. You're good at scoring points in the paint. You're all losers. If you're an athlete and you have to go to this level to be cool, ooh, you're really fitting in. And maybe you didn't want to do this, but you feel like you were pressured into. Trust me, if you don't have the character to change, and if you don't have the character to speak up, you're going to be pushed around your whole life, even if you feel bad. The attack happened shortly after 7 p.m. on December 22nd. ESPN's Outside the Line reports, inside a Gatlinburg cabin while the high school players played in a tournament. Coach Andre Montgomery and assistant coach Carl Williams were upstairs in the cabin when the attack occurred. The police report is under seal, but Outside the Line says it has obtained details from the report. Here's the details. According to the police report of the incident, 2 16-year-old sophomores and a 17-year-old senior. Ooh, you're so cool, dude. locked the door to the downstairs bathroom, and they overpowered the freshman. Ooh, you're so tough because you guys got bigger muscles and you're stronger than the freshmen. And they tackled them and wrestled them into the bed. Ooh, you guys are so tough because you're more stronger. And you're overpowering a little weak freshman that just wants to fit in. Ooh, you're so cool, you pussies. All three of the teens admitted to their roles in the attack, according to the report. One of the 16-year-olds told police that he held his freshman teammate down on the bed by lying across his back while the others held down him by the hips. And what I love is there's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to another man if you're a man. But these are the same guys who are homophobic. These are the same guys that don't believe in guys liking other guys and getting married. They're always the homophobic, dumb jock imbeciles. So they're all about, I'm macho, I bang women, I love watching porn. But then they end up doing this homoerotic, weird hazing. Very odd how that works. The 17-year-old then pressed a pool cue against the freshman's clothing. Ooh, wow, you're edgy, man. You're so tough. Watch out for Timmy. He plays basketball. He's the point guard. All area. Pussy. And they had so much force that it broke the teen's clothing. And it penetrated his rectum. Oh, no big deal. And how do you think the coaches are just on the first floor not hearing us? Here's the two ways this happened. A, they overlooked it because this was during the tournament and they were going far in it. And these were the players they needed to win. So they're like, no one's going to find out. Or B, these coaches were so dumb and so ignorant and so out of touch and such morons that they just didn't hear anything and they're just watching Sports Center. Ooh, you see the latest LeBron play? You should probably be hanging out with your players. I'm just saying. I'm not saying hang out with them the whole tournament, give them their space, but I mean, to give them that much time, there should be a time for the whole team to bond, not literally rape each other. The 17-year-old told an investigator that he accidentally used too much force, and he described it as horseplay. Using a pool cue and attacking the freshman. Ooh, that's just horseplay. No big deal. Covering them with urine, blood, and feces. We're just horsing around because we're teenage boys. We don't know better, even though we're basically young adults. Oh, we don't know what we're doing. We did it on accident. We just let it get out of hand. We meant to do it as a bonding thing with the team, but then it got too out of control. I'm sorry, officer. No big deal. Can you please take me back to my house, my rich house with my out-of-touch parents that aren't going to even ground me because I'm best friends with them? Yeah, it's just horseplay when you dump urine, feces, and blood on someone. Oh, no big deal. Pussies. An unnamed player said the coaches heard the screaming and they went downstairs. Hamilton Country District Attorney General, that's long, Neil Pink told Outside the Line that the coaches found the freshman covered in urine, blood, and feces. Well, of course, they're not going to speak up because then there's going to be so much questions about how did you let this happen? And then they're not going to win the tournament, man, because that's what matters. They're macho coaches. High school sports means so much. No, it doesn't. All right. Neither Montgomery nor Williams, the coaches, called law enforcement. Oh, whatever. Our players are covered in urine, feces, and blood. Moving on. We see this every day because we're pussies of coaches that just let anything happen. Because we kiss the ass of our talented players that are going nowhere in life. Whatever. Moving on. We did it as kids because we're pussies and we're douchebags. Cover all our players in blood, urine, and feces. Oh. Ugh. Sports sucks. I mean, I like watching the NFL and the NBA, but these players in high school were so cocky because they felt like they were top dogs, and they're the ones that end up partying throughout college because they're not good enough to play in college, and then they end up getting fat. I saw it when I returned home. Other players told police that this was one of 4 similar attacks. were the other freshmen having pool cues pressed against their rectums, and there were holes in their clothes. Whatever. Good job, Coach Williams and Coach Montgomery. I hope your ass is fired and you're banned from coaching ever again. The high school athletic director, who probably knew about it. Whatever. Come on. You think the high school director didn't know about it? If he knew nothing about it, then he's a moron. So he's being charged with failure to report child sexual abuse, along with the two coaches. 3 basketball players from the team are awaiting trial on charges of aggravated rape and assault. And what I love is this, too. They're going to pull the innocent card in the courtroom where we're just teens that don't know better. We're just young adults. We're sorry. We did it 4 different times, and we kept doing it with the urine, feces, and blood. And these are the same tough guys that they're going to be crying to their parents. They're going to be at home when their parents scold them for 2 seconds, and then they go back to being their kid's best friend. Mom, I'm sorry. Jimmy told me to do it, and I feel bad. No, you don't. These are the same kids that are then going to say sorry and then be nice to these kids forever because they don't have the guts to keep being bullies. Because once they're caught, they're going to act like a rat that's been cornered in an alley in Manhattan. These kids have no characteristics. These kids have no personality. And they just sound like those characters from that show on Spike TV, Blue Mountain State. If you're letting this happen, I mean, really, I don't know. It's just sad. I wasn't made fun of that badly when I was in high school, but I will say this. There definitely is favoritism towards the jocks. There definitely is something where they're put on a higher totem pole and everybody respects them, but then they're not good enough to play in college, and you go home and you visit home and you see that they all got fat when they go to the bar and they become alcoholics and they keep reliving in their days like Al Bundy. These 3 kids that attacked their other teammates are going to be Al Bundy from Married with Children in real life. Trust me when I say they're going nowhere in life. They're going to be shoe salesmen that despise and demean women, and they're going to have a marriage that is going nowhere, and kids that despise them because they have no discipline and no morals. Trust me.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.